build on what we did on Tuesday. We'll do a similar class. We'll keep exploring spinal movements, and we're using resistance bands to give us feedback and to help us feel our body better. I hope you're finding that the bands, they sort of increase your body awareness, and they help you feel where your body and your body parts are in space, right? Because once we register the sensation of the band against our skin, we're gonna know where that body part is in space. Sometimes when we're just so used to our own sort of edges and the weight of our limbs, we stop really noticing them. We stop really feeling them. But the bands, they do give that additional input that helps us reconnect with that body part and make it a bit more available for our everyday movement. So we'll use the mini band more today. So the loop, I hope you have it handy. We'll use the long piece. We'll use the therapy balls. Yeah. We'll use the gorgeous ball, which I'm sitting on. And we'll use our blanket. We'll start on our back. Let's put the long piece on the floor so it's available for us when we need it. Then the blanket under your head. Again, take your time on making sure that the height of the blanket is just right for you. So the gorgeous ball will be by our sides when we need it, and also the mini loop will be close by. So have your therapy balls with you and take them out of the tote. Take a moment to arrive into your body. Feel how the breath is flowing through your chest, through your belly. Where do you feel the movement, the shape change in your body when you take an inhale? And feel how the body lets go and softens and becomes heavier as you exhale. Nice. And now open your eyes if they were closed. Have your therapy balls. And we'll stick them. I'll show you the placement of the balls. Just on either side of your neck, underneath your upper sort of traps, your shoulders, so that if somebody is looking at you from above, they'll see the balls poking out a little bit here. Play around with them. Make sure the blanket is not in the way. Feel the weight of your shoulders settling down onto the balls. And they're not hugging your spine, they're slightly wider, right? Just see how that feels today. Find your resistance band, wrap it across your upper mid-back. So for ladies, it will be just above the bra strap, right? And for the guys, it will be maybe where your heart monitor would be, right? So not too low or not too high. Pull on the band. Notice if the sensation has changed through the shoulders, that where you feel the balls. Now reach the arms up, pulling on the band. Feel your shoulder blades lift off the floor, and then allow the shoulder blades to settle down onto the floor. Pull on the bands, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Keep your elbows straight the whole time. So the movement happens between the shoulder blades and your rib cage. And then you allow the band to recoil and your shoulder blades settle down onto the floor. Try to keep your elbows straight so the arms are straight the whole time. So reach up, and then you allow the band to recoil and your shoulder blades, right, they settle down onto the floor, but the arms stay straight. Reach up, feel the shoulder blades widen on your ribcage and lift off from the floor, and then allow the band to recoil. Keep your elbows straight. Couple more times. Pull, so reach up towards the sky. You're stretching the band, and then you're allowing the band to recoil, and you feel the shoulder blades settle onto the floor. Beautiful. Okay. Now you can bend your elbows. Bring your feet in closer so you have some leverage in your feet. Press into your feet and lift your hips 2 inches off the floor. So your arms are now resting by your side, and you're just lifting your hips a tiny bit. And you feel a bit more pressure onto the balls, right? Underneath the tops of your shoulders. And then slowly go down. Inhale here, exhale, press into the feet, lift your hips 2 inches off the floor, feel that pressure. Pressing down into the tops of the shoulders, and then slowly go down. Beautiful, one more time. Inhale, as you exhale, pressing into the feet, lift your hips 2 inches off the floor. And down. Beautiful. So now from there, tuck your chin in. Let's hold onto the band and we'll pull it apart so our arms are a little bit more engaged. So you're pulling the band apart. You decide how much tension you want to, so reaching your arms out to the side while pulling on the band, like this. And then you tuck your chin in and you lift your head up. Then you look towards your left hand. Look forward. Look towards your right hand. Come back to center one more time. Over to the left hand. Center. Over to the right. Come back to center. And then release your head down. Let go of the band. Gently move your head side to side. Feel how your neck is doing. Let's inhale into the belly. Exhale, press through your feet. Press your lower back into the floor. Lift your hips up 1 inch. Pull on the band so your arms are engaged. Tuck your chin in. And now try lifting the head up 1 inch off the floor. Look towards your left hand. Come back to center. Look towards your right hand. Come back to center. Over to the left, nice and slow. Your chin is tucked in. Center. Over to the right. Come back to center. And slowly bring yourself back down. Beautiful. Now take your band from underneath you and bring it to your belly. Your elbows are on the floor, and then pull the band apart a few times. And just notice if there is any sensation to the tops of the shoulders where you feel the balls. Pull apart. Pull apart. Nice. Inhale into the belly. As you exhale, pressing through the feet. Press your lower back into the floor and lift your hips 2 inches off the floor, and then pull on the band again. Pull apart. So your hips are 2 inches off the floor. You're pressing into the balls, to the upper shoulders, and you pull the band apart. Keep your elbows on the floor. Try to glue the elbows to the floor so the elbows don't move. We're just sort of rotating the arms, the forearm out to the side, pulling on the band. Are your elbows glued to the floor? Sort of tuck them into the side of your body. And then slowly go down. Take a moment here. Now change your grip so that You're holding the band like this with your fingers sort of pointing down to your belly. Pull on the band. Now see if you can bring your arms up and over while pulling on the band. And just see again how the shoulders are doing there. Up and over. Make sure you can still breathe. Keep pulling on the band. Lovely. Okay, release the arms down, take a moment. Check in with your balls, are they still where you want them? Maybe shift them around a little bit. Find a spot where you feel that, you know, there's some tension, but not so much that you cannot breathe. Now we'll go into that mini bridge again. So pull on the band, inhale into the belly. As you exhale, you press the lower back into the floor, press into the feet, lift your hips 2 inches off the floor, pull on your band, pull the band apart, and then bring your arms up and over. Let's do it 2 more times. Keep your hips up, away from the floor, bend, up and over. And one last time. And release the hips down, very nice. Take the balls out. Move your head side to side gently. So now we'll place the balls back into their toes so they're together as a pair. And we'll place the balls in their toes underneath our, just below your lower back, sort of where your sacrum, the flat bone below your lower back, connects to your spine. So not into the curve of the lower back, but slightly below. And see how your hips are not touching the floor anymore. So while sort of playing back for the classes, I'm noticing that we're still having a little bit of trouble finding the curve through the lower back and dissociating it from hinging at the hips. So I'm hoping that this will give you even more feedback, and you'll notice when you're in fact tilting your pelvis forward and when you're tilting it back. When you tilt it forward, we'll increase the curve through the lower back. And when we tilt it back, we'll flatten the lower back into the floor. So feel the balls right underneath you, and then see if you can sort of tip your pelvis forward so your sit bones are reaching towards the floor. And then tip your pelvis back so it's up on top of the balls. And then allow it to tip forward, sort of, and the balls are helping you to drop the sit bones towards the floor. And then tip it back. One more time, tip it forward, allow it to sort of slide down the balls so the sit bones are reaching for the floor, and then tip it back. Very nice. Now move the balls right into the curve of your lower back. Your hips are still off the floor. And then tip the pelvis forward, touch the buttocks to the floor, feel the curve of your lower back where the balls are, and then bring your buttocks off the floor, pressing your lower back into the balls. And then inhale, tip your pelvis forward, feel the curve through the lower back. Exhale, tip it back, press the lower back into the balls. Inhale, tip it forward. Exhale, tip it back. Beautiful. Come back down, take the balls out. Beautiful. So now we will place the band across our hips here. And instead of sort of pinning it down by the sides of the body, we'll sort of reach the arms out to the side. So there's still tension across the band. We're pulling it down, away from the shoulders and apart as well. So now inhale, And find that tipping forward of the pelvis, like the balls are underneath you and you're allowing the pelvis to drop off them. Exhale, tip your pelvis back, press the lower back into the ground, press into your feet. Now lift up against the resistance of the band, keep your arms pinned down to the floor. Then slowly, slowly go down. If you want, you can have your porter's ball between your knees, squeezing the knees into it. So reaching the arms apart, pulling on the band, pin your hands down to the floor. I'm going to move it slightly so you see my hands. As you inhale, you tip the pelvis forward, find the curve through the lower back, squeeze the ball. Exhale, tip the pelvis back, press the lower back into the ground, press into your feet, and lift off. Slowly down. Beautiful, one more time. Inhale, tip it forward. Exhale, tip it back. Press the lower back into the floor, pull on the band. Push your hips up. Beautiful, and slowly down. Now we're gonna hold the band in the front and we'll reach the arms up and we'll pull on the band. And we'll do the same bridge, but now we'll add the arms to this movement. So we're gonna pull on the band. Inhale, tip the pelvis forward. Exhale, tip to the back. Wait for your lower back to press into the ground. Push through your feet. Lift your hips up. Bring your arms up and over. Pulling on the band. Come up nice and high. Keep pulling on the band. And now slowly, slowly bring yourself back down. Nice. Inhale, tip the pelvis forward. Exhale, tip it back. Pulling on the band. Lifting the hips up. Pull on the band. Go up into a high bridge. Keep pulling on the band. Keep your arms behind your back. And then slowly allow yourself to release your spine down onto the floor like a weight. So the arms will stay up and over. Keep pulling on your band. Inhale, tip your pelvis forward. Exhale, tip it back. The lower back presses into the floor. Push through your feet. Come up into the bridge. Keep pulling on the band. And then slowly, slowly come back down. Beautiful. And now bring the arms back onto your belly. Take the porter's ball from between your knees and put it under your sacrum. And just go side to side here. Massage on your sacrum. Going side to side. Beautiful. So now let's put the band back underneath us. So this will be a new move, so maybe watch me do this first. I'm going to hug my left arm across my chest like this, and then reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, and my right knee will be bent. I'm going to do some of those pulls that we did. I'm pulling the arm up towards the sky. I feel the shoulder blade lift off the floor. I pull, and then I push from my right foot, and I go over onto my left side, and I reach, and I keep pulling in the bend. Pull, 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 and then slowly come back to center. Okay? So let's try doing this. Your left arm is sort of across your chest here, so you're creating some tension for the bend. You're holding the bend in your right hand, and you reach up, feel the shoulder blade lift off from the floor, allow the bend to recoil, and the shoulder blade settles down. Your right foot is bent, leg is bent, reach up. Now push through the right foot. Slowly roll onto your left side. Keep stretching your band. Reach, 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 reach. And then slowly come back to center. Roll onto your back. One more time. So the left leg is straight. Straighten out the left leg. There you go. So let's Pull on the bend. Feel the shoulder blade lift off from the floor and allow it to settle down. Pull, lift off, settle down. Pull again. Now pushing to your right foot. Roll yourself onto your left side. Keep pulling on the bend. Keep pulling, pulling, pulling. And then slowly come back. Beautiful. Gentle twist through the upper mid back. That's what we're going for. So bend both knees and then straighten your right leg. Your right arm will be sort of hugging you across your ribs here and reach your left arm up. I'm going to lift my screen so you'll see me a little bit better. Okay. So your right leg is straight. You're reaching your left arm up. Create enough tension. So play with the tension. The closer you hold it to the body, the more you have to work pulling on the back, right? So you reach up and then you allow it to recoil and you feel the shoulder blade settle down onto the floor. Oh, reach and then down. And then pull. The shoulder blade is far away from the spine. Press through your left foot. Allow yourself to roll onto the right side and keep reaching, reaching, reaching. And come back onto your back. One more. Reach your arm up, feel the shoulder blade lift off from the floor. And down, up, down, one more time. Reach, push to the left foot, roll onto the right side, reach. Beautiful. And then slowly come back. Just like that. Lovely. Allow the left hand to release. Put it off to the side. If you have the blanket underneath your head, move it off to the side and we'll try a body roll. Make our way onto our belly. So both arms are up and over. So bend your left foot. Reach your left arm up and across the body. Push into the left foot. Follow your gaze, your fingertips with your gaze, and roll yourself onto your belly. Nice and slow. Lift your head up. Look at your left fingertips. Bring the arm up and over. Follow the fingertips with your gaze and roll over onto your back. Bend your right foot, leg. Reach your right arm up. Start reaching up. Follow the fingertips with your gaze. Push to the right foot and slowly, slowly roll yourself onto your belly on the side. And then lift the right arm up. Look at your fingertips. Slowly, slowly, slowly roll yourself onto your back. Bend your left foot. Reach your left arm up. Look at your fingertips. Pull, reach. Nice and slow. And let's end up on our belly. Have your gorgeous ball ready. And have your long piece ready as well. So let's warm up the shoulders here. We'll place the gorgeous ball underneath our left shoulder, the top of the shoulder like this. And your forehead will be resting on your fists. Take a moment here. See how your shoulder is doing, how it feels. Gently press it down into the ball. You can lean onto the ball and then start moving your left arm around just to see how the shoulder is. Try to keep your elbows straight. So the next time you're moving your arm out to the side, See if you can rotate it so the palm is facing up. Reach it towards your hip. And then see if you can fold your elbow. Keep your fingers spreading out. Try to hover the back of your hand over your lower back. And then reach it out to the side and back to the front. Let's inhale into the belly. As you exhale, press your pelvis down so your legs are helping your upper body to stabilize while you're moving your arm. Keep moving the arm. Keep rotating in the shoulder. Beautiful. And I'll take a moment here. Maybe sway you side to side. Let's switch over to the other side. So the ball will go underneath your right, the front top of your right shoulder. You're resting your forehead on your fist here. And you're moving your right arm now. See how your right shoulder is doing. Lean onto the ball, allow the ball to support your shoulder. Keep your elbow straight. Reaching the fingertips away from the armpit. And now adding the rotation at the shoulder. So you reach the arm out to the side, you rotate it in so the palm ends up facing up. Then you take it down towards your legs. And then you fold your elbow so the back of your hand is hovering over your lower back. Out to the side, back to the front. Remember to inhale into the belly. Exhale, pin your lower body down. Move your arm, rotate, fold the elbow. Out to the side, and back to the front. One more time. Moving, rotating, keeping the body still while moving at the shoulder. Beautiful. And then allow your arm to rest. Keep the ball off to the side. Forehead down. Sway your hips side to side. Rest. Now take your long piece and we'll place it underneath our hips like we did on Tuesday. So try to put it under the sort of highest point of your hips where you can pin it down with your weight. And we'll hold onto the bed with our hands. Keep it, hold it close to your body so you have, enough sort of resistance when you pull your arms apart. We'll hold it in such a way that the fingers are pointing towards the floor. Okay? So first hold it really close to your body, right here. Good, and I feel like your arms are wide, yeah. Pull it down, right? So your arms are long enough to sort of pull them down towards your feet, and then pull it apart. And feel how the bend and that action of pulling apart and down moves your shoulder blades down your rib cage. Inhale into the belly. As you exhale, press the pelvis into the floor, have your feet together, and then see if you can pull on the bend and lift your torso off the floor while pulling on the bend. And then slowly down. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, press the pelvis down, engage your legs, point your toes, pull on the bend, and lift off. And then slowly down. One more time, inhale into the belly. Exhale, push the pelvis into the floor, engage your legs, pull on the bend, lift off. Beautiful. Release down. Sway your hips side to side. Now we're going to switch the grip. So now the palm is facing up towards the sky, the ceiling. Hold onto the bend, start close to the body, right? So that when you pull it apart, You feel how your arms really have to engage, especially the underside of your arm. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, press the pelvis into the floor, pull on the bend, lift up. So you can keep your chin slightly tucked in so the neck is long. Slowly down. Inhale to the belly. Exhale, press the pelvis down into the floor, pull the bend apart, lift up. And slowly down. One more time. Inhale into the belly. Exhale. Press the pelvis into the floor. Engage the legs. Pull on the bend. Lift up. Slowly down. Beautiful. Rest your forehead on your fists. And let's stretch the soles of our feet here, like we did on Tuesday. So make sure the neck is comfortable so you can be resting on your backs of your hands or on your fists, whatever feels good. And then we're going to pull the left toes in towards the knee. Keep your thigh on the floor and then point. Pull the toes in, so creating a sort of angle, deeper angle through the ankle, and then point the toes. And then pull the toes in. This is the cow stretch as well. Pull in. Now press the toes into the ground and straighten your knee. So your thigh comes off the floor. And then release the knee down. Point the toes. Pull them in. Press them into the floor. Straighten the knee. Feel the thigh come off the floor. Release down and point. One last time. Pull the toes in, press them onto the floor, straighten the knee, lift the thigh off the floor, release, and point. Let's do the other side. Up, turn around. So the right toes are pulling in. Imagine you're trying to reach the heel back, and then pointing down. And pull the toes in and point. Pull them in. Press them onto the floor. Now straighten the knee. Feel the thigh come off the floor. Release down. Point. Pull in. Press into the floor. Straighten the knee. Release the knee. Point. Last time. Pull in, pull. Press them onto the floor. Straighten the knee, feel the thigh come off the floor. Release down and point. Beautiful. Now see if you can push yourself up onto your knees, nice and slow. Find your gorgeous ball. And go back onto your belly to massage the belly with the ball. Start below the belly button. Go around in a circle by pulling and pushing to the forearms. Also using your toes. We just sort of activated to steer this move. One more time. And now settle right over the ball so the ball is underneath your belly button. Rest your forehead on your hands and take a moment here. Breathe into the ball so the belly expands and you come right on top of the ball. Hold your breath and then pretend that you're shrink wrapping your waistline all around. So you're squeezing. And then you exhale and you allow the belly to soften into the ball. And the ball comes in to the belly, a bit deeper. Inhale into the belly.
Shrink, wrapping around the midsection, hold the breath. Exhale, soften. One more time. Inhale into the belly, come right on top of the ball. Now shrink, wrapping around the waistline. Hold the breath. Exhale, soften. Now go side to side again. Come off the ball. Have it underneath the left side of your face and have your third pose. So we'll do arm circles, but I want you to find that same sensation in the back side of the arm that you were experiencing when we were on the belly and pulling the band apart and lifting the torso up, right? So hold one of the balls in your top hand, reach it up. Your knees are bent, you can have a blanket between the knees if this feels good. So start with a rotation here, pointing the arm up towards the sky. Then bring the arm down, rotate the arm in. Think of having a band across your upper mid-back, right? We're not collapsing, we're not giving into that resistance, we're pressing out through the mid-back to keep our spine in neutral. Now we'll reach the arm back, keep reaching it back till you feel the underside of your arm engaged, just like when you were holding the band on your belly and you were lifting your torso up. Reach it back, 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 and then rotate. Then rotate, open the armpit up towards the sky, bring it up and over. Beautiful. So make sure you keep your lid closed, right? The ribs are tucked into the belly and you're pressing out through the upper mid-back. As you reach your arm behind you, it's rotated in and you keep reaching it behind you. Try to keep the shoulder blade nice and still on your rib cage. And you rotate, open the armpit up towards the sky, bring it up. One last time, rotate in, reach. Keep reaching, in internal rotation. And then rotate, open the armpit up towards the sky. Bring it back. Release the ball down. Push yourself up. Your front leg is in front of you and your back leg is slightly behind you. And we'll do that nice gentle twist here. So you're pushing the floor away with your hand. Okay? You reach your arm forward. And then as you're pushing the floor away, press out through the upper mid-back. Right? We're not shifting the rib cage forward, we're pushing it back. And we'll reach across midline. And then continue the rotation through your neck. Look over your left shoulder. And then come back to center. One more time. Push the floor away. So notice if your shoulders collapsing in. Push the floor away. Reach the arm forward. Shift your ribcage back so it's right over the pelvis. Now, as you're pushing the floor away, you're rotating. Beautiful. Keep rotating through the neck. To look towards your back shoulder. And slowly come back. Center. Lovely. Move your legs forward. Place your feet on the floor just for a sec. We're going to put the ball here on our knees. We're going to hold onto the shins. And we're going to rest the forehead on the ball. Just like a little resting shape. Allow your body to drape over your thighs and your forehead resting on the ball. Take a few breaths here. And then come up. And we'll switch over to the other side. So the ball will be now under your right side, under the right cheek. Settle onto the right side if you're doing my side. You can decide if you want a blanket between your knees, reach the arm up, squeeze the ball, start rotating the arm inside the shoulder socket. Squeezing the ball. Pretend you have a band across your upper mid back and you're pressing out into it. Bring the arm down, rotate it in. You're in internal rotation. You reach the arm back as far as you can. Feel that activation through the back line of the arm, right? That's why you're pulling on the band. Now open the armpit up towards the sky. The shoulder blade stays relatively still on your rib cage, up and over. Rotate in, reach back in internal rotation. As far as you can without letting the torso go. You're not twisting, you're staying on the side. Armpit opens up towards the sky, the elbow is straight, up and over. One last time. Rotate in, reach back, reach. Armpit opens up towards the sky, up and over. Beautiful. Go down, move your top leg back, push yourself up. And you end up in this sort of side sit. So experiment with collapsing into the shoulder and then pushing yourself up. Fingers are spread out nice and wide, pointing away from you. Collapse in and then push. So stay upright here, flex your feet so they're engaged as well. Now send your rib cage back. Notice if it wants to sort of shift forward ahead of the pelvis. Pretend the band is still across your upper mid back. Now reach the arm forward, pushing the floor away. Gently rotate nice and slow. See how your spine feels. Over towards where your gaze is, and then continue rotation through the neck towards your back shoulder. Keep pushing the floor away. And then slowly, slowly come back to center. Again, push the floor away. Reach the arm forward, but keep your ribcage back over your pelvis. Push the floor away, rotate. The neck continues. You rotate to look towards the right shoulder. You slowly come back. Center. Beautiful. Very nice. Okay, now we're ready to go onto our back. We will use the mini band. Have it handy. Have a blanket underneath your head and have a long piece underneath your middle back again. So pink color can settle here so you see me better. Okay, let's go onto our back. We'll just give our lower back a little bit of a treat by placing the gorgeous ball under the lower back now. And just swaying side to side. See how this feels. We'll do another twist in a minute, another rotation for the spine. Okay, so coming off the gorgeous ball, find your mini band, and we'll place the mini band over our feet, and then we'll move it to below our knees here. Okay. So place your feet down on the floor for a second, and find your neutral spine. So tip your pelvis back and forth. So revisit the sensation of tipping forward, deeper arch to the lower back, tipping back, pressing the lower back into the ground, and then find neutral. Hold on to the long piece that's hugging across your middle back, just above the bra strap for the ladies and where the heart monitor would be. So the guys pull on the band so you feel that resistance and you're pressing your ribcage into the band. Now let's lift the legs up and find 90 degrees here between your thighs and your chest. Very often it's tempting to bring the thighs in because this is easier. So find 90 degrees. Now start pulling the mini band apart with your legs. I'll turn this way so you can see from a different angle. So the mini band is just underneath your knees. You're pulling on the long piece to keep your ribcage pinned down on the floor, and you're pulling the mini band apart. Beautiful. Pull it apart. Now pull it apart and keep it apart. Flex your feet so you're pulling the top of your foot in towards your shin. Beautiful. Now we're going to move the legs over to the left without changing the distance between your thighs, and your arms over to the left. And you keep pressing the ribcage into the long piece. Come back to center. Inhale here, the spine remains in neutral. Legs moving over to the left, and your arms are moving over to the right. Make sure you still have 90 degrees between the thighs and your torso. Legs over to the right, arms over to the left. Now back to center. One more time. Legs over to the left, arms over to the right. Keep pulling the mini band apart. Come back to center. Release the long piece, release the feet down on the ground. Tilt your pelvis back and forth a few times. Giving the lower back a break. Nice. So now we're still holding onto the long piece, but we're going to keep our elbows on the floor like this, pulling on the band. So there's still some tension that we feel through our mid-back, our upper mid-back is pressing into the band underneath. Okay. Your lower back has a little bit of a curve. You're going to lift the hip up again. You're going to spread the mini band apart. So now we will take the legs over to the left while rotating our neck over to the right towards the right shoulder. And then come back to center. Inhale here. Make sure you have 90 degrees here. As you exhale, legs over to the right, and your neck is rotating over to the left, towards your left shoulder. Come back to center. One more time each side. Keep pulling the band apart with your shins. Inhale here. The spine is in neutral. Legs over to the left. Look towards the right. Come back to center. Inhale. As you exhale, legs over to the right. Neck is rotating over to the left. Come back to center. Beautiful. And bring it down. Oh my goodness. Right. So move the band now above your knees. Have the long piece in your hands in front of your body. Feel what it is like to spread the band apart across your thighs. A couple more times. Reach the long piece up. We'll revisit our bridge pose that we did at the beginning, but now with everything activated, let's see what it feels like. We're pulling the mini band apart with our thighs. As we inhale, tilt the pelvis forward, feel the arch increase in your lower back. Exhale, tilt your pelvis back, press your lower back into the ground. Push through your feet, start lifting the hips up, away from the floor. Pull your long piece apart, bring your arms up and over your head. Come to a nice high bridge. And as you exhale, everything moves bone by bone by bone, nice and slow, and you take as long to bring your hips down as you take to bring the arms down. Take a moment here. As you inhale, tip your pelvis forward. Exhale, tip it back. Spread the knee band apart. Push through your feet. Start lifting your hips up. Pull on the long piece. Bring your arms up and over your head. Inhale at the top here. As you exhale, slowly. Beautiful. And one more time. Inhale into the belly and tip your pelvis forward. Exhale, tip it back. Press it to your feet. Pull the long piece apart. Lift your hips up. Bring your arms up and over your head. Come into a nice high bridge. And slowly over. Let's take the knee back up. And we'll do a couple of floor rolls before we rest. Reach your left arm up. Start pulling your right arm can be by the side or up from your head. Start pulling the arm up and across the midline. Now the arm pulls your head and your shoulder blades off the floor. You pull, pull, pull. You roll onto your belly. Nice and slow. And then bring the arm up. Follow the fingertips with your gaze. And the upper body takes your lower body with it as you roll onto your back. Nice and slow. And then to the other side. Right arm reaches up. Pull the arm up like there's a band still attached to the fingertips and you stretch that band. And then the head lifts off the floor. You pull, pull, pull. Roll onto your belly. Or maybe onto your side if this is more accessible. Now lifting the arm, lift the fingertips. Nice and slow. Roll yourself all the way up. Now bend your knees. Have your knees come together, feet on the ground. You have your blanket under your head. You can rest your hands on your belly. And take a moment there. Noticing how things are. How much of your body is available to your breath. Where do you feel the shape shift? When you inhale. And if you feel the body letting go, getting heavier and softer as you exhale. And now invite your inhales to lengthen. And your exhales to lengthen. Move your fingertips and your toes. Straighten your legs. Cross your right ankle over left. Bring your arms up, interlock your fingertips. Move your arms closer to your face, but keep your ribcage heavy on the ground. Now take your legs and your arms and the entire body into a crescent shape on the left. Then we're shrinking the left side of the body and lengthening to the right. Come back to center. Switch the cross of your ankles. Left ankle on top of the right. Taking the legs over to the right. Arms over to the right as well. Really put your head on the floor. And come back to center. Bend the knees. Roll yourself onto one side. And press yourself. And this will be the end of your practice.